my name is Ciril Hitz, and I've had the opportunity to work together with Bay State Milling Company and introduce a BeneGrain, which is basically a sprouted wheat flour. I was pleasantly surprised in its performance. And the way that I usually test a flour is, or a new flour type, is when I take a control factor, which is an existing formulation that you're very familiar with, and I start to exchange it at about a 30% ratio. So 30% to 70% on my wheat flour. And then I run through changes. I might go cold fermentation, I might introduce a naturally leavened component, I might do a straight dough, just to sort of see how it performs under all those strains or stresses. And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised that it was very easy to substitute, almost like you would with wheat flour, whole wheat flour, as a 1-to-1 ratio. I've tested it on basically 3 products. One was a Parmesan cheese roll. That was a straight dough, very quick fermentative cycle. Most of my flavor comes through the topping. And I have to admit, its performance and caramelization was outstanding. The next project that I played with was I took a sweet dough and I mixed it no different. I didn't do any changes in regards to my formulation. I fermented it as a primary fermentation of about 2 hours. I cold fermented it overnight, and the next day I started to work with it. And the ability to roll it, the ability to stretch it, fold it, cut it, twist it was, no different than if you were working with your regular white flour. And the browning that I was able to achieve in that long cold fermentative cycle was incredible, because what happens is through the sprouting of the grain, natural malt is generated, and that acts as a natural browning additive in flours. The last project that I worked with was a spelt bread, which was 100% spelt bread, and I introduced it with the BeneGrain, and have to admit it was it was not cold fermented. It was actually a slow ambient temperature fermentative cycle, and it was at least 18 hours of fermentation that took place, and I have to admit it really enriched the product with this subtle slight sweetness. So, if you're willing to try this, I would encourage you to take an existing formula, introduce it like you would with whole wheat flour, and be willing to take a chance and push it. And I found that I can push it almost up to 60% of the flour percentage and get some stunning and incredible results.